In the quiet town of Umuokwe, deep in the heart of Anambra, there lived a 12-year-old girl named Nneka, small, pale, and always silent. Her eyes were the kind of eyes that held too much for a child, as if she had seen things older than the moon. When Nneka's parents died in a fire that no one could explain, her aunt Ngozi took her in. But Ngozi never loved her. Neither did the other uncles and aunties. They treated her like a curse, called her goat, abomination, and made her sleep in the kitchen beside the firewood. Every morning, Ngozi would throw her leftovers to Nneka like she was feeding a stray dog. Every night, her uncle, Odogwu, would lock her in the backyard so she wouldn't bring spirits into the house. But Nneka never cried. She would sit under the udara tree, whisper into the wind, and sometimes the wind whispered back. It started on a cold harmattan evening. Ngozi was frying akra for market when she screamed oil splashed on her arm, bubbling her skin like yam in boiling water. Everyone said it was an accident, but when Uncle Odogwu woke up the next morning with his tongue swollen and purple, people began to whisper. "She's a witch," one woman said. "I saw her at the river talking to herself." Another added, "Talking to the water people." Someone else hissed. They were right, though none of them truly knew how deep her power ran. Nneka had met them, the spirits of the river, the night she was locked outside again. She had followed a humming sound that drifted through the fog to the stream behind their compound. There, under the twisted roots of an udara tree, the water glowed like 1,000 blue eyes. From it rose a woman, tall, beautiful, with skin as dark as midnight and hair that floated like mist. "Child," the woman said, her voice smooth like palm wine, "do you want them to stop hurting you?" Nneka nodded. "Then drink." The woman handed her a calabash filled with black water. Nneka drank, and something ancient entered her, something that was not human. By the next week, strange things began happening in Umuokwe. Ngozi's youngest son went missing. He was last seen plucking mangoes near the stream. 3 days later, they found his slippers floating in the water, but no body. Odogwu's yam barn caught fire, though there was no lantern, no match, no one around. And every night, people swore they saw a small figure walking through the mist barefoot, humming softly, her eyes glowing faintly like the moon. When the Dibia native doctor was called, he refused to enter Ngozi's compound. He just shook his cowries and said, "You people have already invited her. She is one of them now." One evening, Ngozi woke to find Nneka standing beside her bed, her small hands dripping water, her eyes bright and cold. "Ani," she said softly, her voice distant, "you used to beat me because I was small. You said I was nothing. But now, you will remember my name." Ngozi tried to scream, but her mouth wouldn't move. The air around her thickened, her breath froze in her throat, and the only sound she could make was a faint whimper. By morning, the villagers found Ngozi sitting on her bed, eyes open, body stiff, her tongue black like charcoal. Nneka was gone. They said she ran away to the forest, but others swore they saw her by the river, talking to shadows. Even now, the people of Umuokwe say that if you pass the stream at midnight, you'll hear a girl singing softly under the udara tree, the witch child who was wronged and who came back for justice. And sometimes, if you listen long enough, the river sings back. Thanks for watching. Click the subscribe button and the like button. Share the lesson you learned from the story. Thank you.